Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you how I designed and made my own individual scales for a silicone tail that I'm working on. So here you can see the shape and the look of the scale. I really like this one particularly because it's like white but it has a tiny bit of pink. And here is a failed attempt. So I'm going to show you how to make scales and how to avoid them looking like this. So first of all, I took a piece of polymer clay, which is something that I use for a lot of my projects, and I took a piece of polymer clay and I started shaping my scale. And so this is what I came up with. So we've got different shapes. This one is very fancy with some designs and everything. This one was kind of inspired by Little Mermaid, so Ariel's bra, but it also reminds me of a shell and yeah, a scale looking thing. This one is kind of like it has a little bit of texture with like a snake skin design on it. So I really like that one as well. And this is a shape that sharks have for their scales, but their scales are like super duper tiny. So yeah, it's not very accurate. So yeah, so I went with this one. And as you can see, this one is shiny and the other ones are matte. So what I did is I painted it with a gel top coat, but you can also use UV resin for that. So I just kind of painted it to make it glossy. So when I make my molds, they're glossy as well. And this is one of the things that I did after making a couple of scales and seeing that they're matte and ugly. So yeah, this is why this one's shiny. So after I had my shape made and baked and glossed, I made a bunch of molds. So I'm used to making molds out of silicone, but since I'm going to be making silicone pieces and silicone sticks to silicone, I couldn't do that, obviously. So I just made molds out of polymer clay as well. And I'm going to show you how to do that just now. So what I like to do is take a bunch of different colors and mix them together. They're usually a brand of clay that I don't like, that I know I'm not going to be using in the future, or just some scraps of clay that I have lying around. So yeah, you want to mix them around. I like to do a little bit of a marble effect just because it looks cool, like on this one. You know, just for some extra fancy look. Alright, so you want to take your piece of clay, then roll it into a ball, and then flatten it a little bit. Right? Make sure that it's bigger than your scale. And now what I'm going to do is I've got some cornstarch in this container, so I'm going to take some on my finger and rub it on top of that polymer clay, because this one is particularly very sticky. And obviously we want the shell or the scale to come out quite easily without ruining the shape. Alright, so we've got our cornstarch, and last thing to do is we're going to press it. Press it down, and what I also like to do is make sure that the edges are nice and covered. Like so. And now I'm just going to take it out of the mold, and it's really hard to do with one hand. Like so. I usually, when I take them out, I usually go from the bottom, because this is the part that is going to be covered anyway by the other scales, because they go on top of each other. So if you mess up a little bit here, you're not going to see it in the actual scale or on the actual tail. Alright, so this is our mold done, and you want to make a few of them. If you want to make a full-on tail or even a bra, make sure you've got like at least 15 or 20. Now I'm gonna put them in the oven, so just follow the instructions on your clay, but I'm gonna bake them for about 15 to 20 minutes. Alright, so once you've got your molds baked, you want to wait for them to chill a little bit, and then you can use some UV resin, or I'm using this no wipe top coat to make them shiny. And once you've got your molds and they're nice and shiny, you can start putting silicone in them. And you'll have nice and shiny scales. So yeah, this is how my scale looked like just now. This is also a little bit of a sneak peek of my actual tail that I'm working on. I just wanted to make this tail very bright and colorful, and this shape of the scale as well is very like cartoonish. So yeah, this one is going to be totally different than my first one, which was more realistic. Alright, so that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you did, and stay tuned because some really cool videos are coming up. Alright, bye!